1. Which of the following is a primary responsibility of a notary public when maintaining a notary journal? A. Disposing of completed documents. B. Verifying social security numbers. C. Ensuring chronological and complete entries. D. Storing documents electronically. 2. What is the best method for a notary to evaluate their own record-keeping compliance? A. Self-reflection. B. Client feedback. C. Peer audits. D. Periodic self-audits against state regulations. 3. When creating a notarial training module, which adult learning principle should be emphasized? A. Rote memorization. B. Passive lecture. C. Problem-solving scenarios. D. Childlike modeling. 4. What should be done if a notarial journal is lost or stolen? A. Nothing. It's not required to report. B. Report the loss to a local news outlet. C. Immediately notify the commissioning authority. D. Ask clients for backup copies. 5. When mentoring a new notary, what is the most effective strategy to promote proper document handling? A. Encourage independent learning. B. Assign them to complete tasks unsupervised. C. Provide shadowing and immediate feedback. D. Limit their exposure to complex documents. 6. A core purpose of document record keeping and notarization is: A. To meet client preferences. B. To avoid excessive paperwork. C. To support legal authenticity and accountability. D. To impress supervising officials. 7. Which is the most legally compliant action for a notary handling an incomplete document? A. Proceed with notarization. B. Ask the client to sign regardless. C. Refuse to notarize until completed. D. Modify the document on the client's behalf. 8. When training notaries on curriculum development, which component is most crucial? A. Instructor charisma. B. Defined learning objectives. C. Group size. D. Technology use. 9. An effective evaluation method in notary training includes: A. True-false quizzes only. B. One final exam without feedback. C. Observation of practical application. D. Random informal questioning. 10. What is the purpose of maintaining a consistent format for journal entries? A. To limit page use. B. To allow for interpretation. C. To ensure easy auditing and legal consistency. D. To match the signer's preferences. 11. When a notary is mentoring a peer, which technique best supports long-term learning? A. One-time demonstration. B. Continuous guided practice with feedback. C. Emailing regulations. D. Recommending books. 12. Regulatory compliance in notary journal retention is primarily governed by: A. Personal discretion. B. Federal law. C. State statutes and guidelines. D. Professional organizations. 13. The best communication method to explain journal entry requirements to a signer is: A. Legal jargon. B. Quick dismissal. C. Clear, concise explanation. D. Refusal to answer. 14. During clinical instruction in notarial practice, which task demonstrates learning best? A. Watching a tutorial video. B. Reading state guidelines. C. Completing a mock notarization under observation. D. Listening to a lecture. 15. Which evaluation tool offers the highest insight into a trainee's notarial competency? A. Written multiple choice test only. B. Scenario-based performance assessments. C. Peer surveys. D. Flashcards. 16. To comply with record-keeping standards, a notary must always: A. Provide copies of records to any requester. B. Record signers' phone numbers. C. Log every notarial act, regardless of type. D. Record their personal opinions about documents. 17. A key element of adult learning is: A. Memorization drills. B. Dependence on instructors. C. Relevance to real-world applications. D. Timed testing. 18. Notaries can best prevent unauthorized access to their journals by: A. Leaving it with reception staff. B. Storing it in a locked, secure location. C. Giving clients access. D. Keeping it in their vehicle. 19. In mentoring, which feedback method is most constructive? A. Immediate and specific. B. Monthly reviews. C. Indirect hints. D. Ignoring errors. 20. What is the consequence of failing to properly maintain a notarial record? A. Reduced client satisfaction. B. Legal liability and disciplinary action. C. Poor personal performance review. D. Decline in notarizations. 21. A good mentoring plan for new notaries includes: A. Independent research only. B. Peer networking events. C. A structured process with benchmarks. D. Occasional meetings. 22. When designing a curriculum for notary training, what should come first? A. Selecting multimedia tools. B. Defining measurable learning outcomes. C. Planning the graduation party. D. Choosing fonts for handouts. 23. A well-maintained journal entry includes: A. The signer's nickname. B. Only the document type. C. Signer's full name, ID info, date, and type of notarization. D. Document contents. 24. Clinical instruction for notaries should prioritize: A. Lecture delivery. B. Paper handouts. C. Hands-on practice. D. Client testimonials. 25. Effective record keeping can help in: A. Marketing services. B. Speeding up appointments. C. Legal investigations and signer disputes. D. Avoiding client interaction. 26. What approach to adult learning is most effective for teaching notary ethics? A. Interactive case studies. B. Memorizing rules. C. Assigned readings. D. Watching videos passively. 27. One responsibility of a notary when evaluating journal security includes A. Sharing it with coworkers. B. Confirming it is stored per state law. C. Using multiple copies. D. Letting clients review entries. 28. A curriculum for notary education should include A. In-depth coverage of legal responsibilities. B. Sales techniques. C. Customer satisfaction surveys. D. Travel tips. 29. A performance-based evaluation in a notary training program could be A. Written review questions. B. Live notarization simulations. C. Open book test. D. Timed essay. 30. What's a key mentoring role in the notary setting? A. Doing the work for the mentee. B. Providing real-time coaching and correction. C. Evaluating yearly only. D. Avoiding difficult feedback. 31. A correct journal entry for a notarization must include A. Employer name. B. Signer's date of birth. C. Type of ID and expiration date. D. Signer's email. 32. When planning a notary workshop, which adult learning method improves retention? A. Silent reading. B. Note copying. C. Group problem-solving tasks. D. Solo assessments. 33. Effective communication with signers during notarization involves A. Using legalese. B. Explaining in plain language. C. Ignoring their questions. D. Pointing to a sign. 34. Notaries must retain their journals for how long in most jurisdictions? A. Until they change jobs. B. A period defined by state law. C. Indefinitely. D. Until their commission expires. 35. Best practice for evaluating a notary trainee's journal is to A. Review it yearly. B. Conduct a mock audit. C. Assume it's correct. D. Only spot check pages. 36. During mentoring, how should a mentor address consistent journal errors? A. Overlook them. B. Publicly criticize. C. Provide targeted correction and retraining. D. Let them continue to build confidence. 37. What is the key role of communication in clinical instruction? A. Filling time between tasks. B. Transmitting detailed expectations clearly. C. Keeping trainees entertained. D. Allowing mentor rest time. 38. Effective evaluation of notary record keeping should include A. Personal opinion. B. Rubrics aligned with compliance standards. C. Peer gossip. D. Signer reviews. 39. In terms of adult learning, self-direction means A. The instructor controls all activities. B. Learners resist change. C. Learners take responsibility for their learning. D. Learning is optional. 40. A state-mandated notary record-keeping standard typically requires A. Use of digital-only journals. B. Recording every notarization in a bound journal. C. Deleting records after 30 days. D. Keeping notes on signers. 41. Which best practice ensures legal defensibility of notarial records? A. Color-coding journal entries. B. Documenting full details without alteration. C. Abbreviating signer names. D. Writing in pencil. 42. How should a notary respond to an unclear request for notarization? A. Proceed anyway. B. Seek clarification before proceeding. C. Decline and redirect to another notary. D. Call their supervisor. 43. A common barrier in mentoring new notaries is A. Too many evaluations. B. Lack of structured support. C. Technology access. D. Signer behavior. 44. Which of the following most enhances a curriculum for notarial instruction? A. Rigid testing focus. B. Emphasis on regulatory interpretation and practical application. C. High tuition. D. Guest speakers only. 45. If a notary's records are subpoenaed, what is the appropriate action? A. Destroy them. B. Submit a summary. C. Comply under legal process. D. Ignore the request. 46. Feedback in clinical instruction is most effective when A. Delayed until course end. B. Generic. C. Immediate and tied to observed behavior. D. Written anonymously. 47. Effective mentoring includes which of the following? A. Setting clear expectations and modeling performance. B. Micromanaging. C. Providing only negative feedback. D. Avoiding contact. 48. Notaries should store completed journals. A. In a shared desk drawer. B. With the signer. C. Per state law in a secure location. D. In the open for accessibility. 49. When evaluating a notary's record keeping, what matters most? A. Neat handwriting. B. Accurate and complete information. C. Speed of entry. D. Number of pages. 50. An adult learner typically benefits from A. Passive observation. B. Immediate and applicable knowledge. C. Abstract concepts. D. Memorization lists. 51. When developing mentoring goals for new notaries, what is essential? A. Focusing only on paperwork speed. B. Aligning goals with regulatory compliance and skill mastery. C. Avoiding documentation. D. Emphasizing client entertainment. 52. Which document handling practice protects signer confidentiality? A. Leaving documents on the desk. B. Using secure storage and limiting access. C. Sharing documents with peers for training. D. Posting copies online for transparency. 53. What is an important aspect of curriculum evaluation? A. Instructor popularity. B. Student learning outcomes and feedback. C. Number of slides. D. Cost of materials. 54. In communication, active listening helps the notary to A. Interrupt signers. B. Confirm understanding and clarify doubts. C. Finish notarization quickly. D. Avoid questions. 55. When instructing adult learners, what engagement technique is most effective? A. Passive lectures. B. Interactive discussions and role-playing. C. Silence periods. D. Strict testing. 56. Which evaluation method is most reliable for assessing document handling skills? A. Written test only. B. Hands-on performance assessment. C. Group opinion. D. Verbal questioning. 57. The best way to handle an expired ID presented during notarization is to A. Proceed anyway. B. Refuse to notarize and explain the reason. C. Accept it with a signature. D. Ask for another document. 58. A notary mentor should encourage new notaries to A. Rely solely on memory. B. Follow state laws and maintain detailed records. C. Ignore errors to build confidence. D. Skip record keeping. 59. What is an example of a compliance risk in notary record keeping? A. Using bound journals. B. Missing or incomplete entries. C. Storing journals securely. D. Signing journal entries. 60. How can clinical instruction be improved for notary trainees? A. Adding more theory lectures. B. Incorporating realistic notarization simulations. C. Reducing practice time. D. Removing feedback sessions. 61. An effective mentoring session should include A. Clear goals and constructive feedback. B. Lectures only. C. Avoiding difficult topics. D. Solely theoretical content. 62. To maintain regulatory compliance, notaries should A. Follow state-specific record-keeping rules precisely. B. Use any preferred journal format. C. Discard old records early. D. Share journals openly. 63. When a notary notices a questionable document, the best action is A. Proceed without question. B. Refuse notarization and document the refusal. C. Alter the document to fit standards. D. Let the client decide. 64. What is a key characteristic of adult learners that should influence instruction? A. Preference for passive listening. B. Need for practical relevance and autonomy. C. Easily distracted. D. Low motivation. 65. Which mentoring approach is least effective for notary trainees? A. Regular check-ins and support. B. Ignoring mentee concerns. C. Demonstrating correct practices. D. Encouraging questions. 66. The most secure way to dispose of outdated notary journals is to A. Shred them. B. Throw in trash. C. Store indefinitely. D. Burn only partial pages. 67. Which of the following best supports communication clarity during notarization? A. Speaking quickly. B. Using plain language and confirming understanding. C. Avoiding questions. D. Reading legal text verbatim. 68. What is an essential element in a notary curriculum to ensure competency? A. Memorization of laws only. B. Practical exercises and scenario analysis. C. Group social activities. D. Marketing strategies. 69. How should a notary respond to a signer who refuses to provide valid ID? A. Complete notarization anyway. B. Refuse to notarize and explain legal requirements. C. Accept alternative documents without verification. D. Delay notarization indefinitely. 70. Mentoring is most successful when A. It is a one-time event. B. It is ongoing with goal setting and feedback. C. The mentee is left to figure things out. D. Feedback is only positive. 71. Which is an effective evaluation tool for assessing communication skills in notaries? A. Written test only. B. Role-playing client interactions. C. Lecture attendance. D. Multiple choice quiz. 72. Adult learning theory suggests that learners benefit most when A. Content is relevant and applied to their work. B. Learning is passive. C. Testing is frequent and punitive. D. Lectures dominate sessions. 73. In regulatory compliance, a notary should A. Record all required information accurately and timely. B. Guess missing details. C. Skip entries for simple notarizations. D. Share journals with clients. 74. When mentoring, a notary should A. Provide resources and support tailored to the mentee's needs. B. Assign tasks without explanation. C. Focus on weaknesses only. D. Avoid discussing regulations. 75. What is a critical communication skill for notaries during the notarization process? A. Speaking only when asked. B. Explaining steps and answering signer questions clearly. C. Avoiding eye contact. D. Using technical jargon. Notary Public document handling and record keeping. The Notary Public document handling and record keeping test assesses a notary's proficiency in properly managing and maintaining records related to notarial acts. This exam evaluates knowledge of legal and regulatory requirements for documenting notarizations, including accurate journal entries, secure storage, and retention of records in compliance with state laws. It also tests the candidate's ability to apply adult learning principles, clinical instruction techniques, effective communication, and mentoring strategies to ensure best practices in notarial duties. The test emphasizes understanding of evaluation methods and curriculum development to foster competency and regulatory compliance. Mastery of these skills ensures accountability, prevents fraud, and upholds the integrity of notarizations. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of the sample exam. 1. Ensures compliance. The test verifies that notaries understand and adhere to state laws and regulations governing document handling and record keeping, reducing legal risks and enhancing professionalism. 2. Enhances accountability. It promotes meticulous record-keeping practices, which create a reliable audit trail essential for dispute resolution and protecting all parties involved. 3. Improves training quality. By focusing on adult learning and mentoring techniques, the test helps develop effective educational programs that strengthen notary competence and confidence. 4. Supports fraud prevention. Accurate documentation and secure storage of records deter fraudulent activities and unauthorized alterations. 5. Facilitates standardization. The test encourages uniform practices across notaries, improving consistency and trust in notarized documents nationwide.